Hey guys, All in Crypto here, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. Hopefully you're all having a wonderful week. Today we've got an exciting video lined up for you, and a video that I'm actually really eager to find out what your opinion is on the matter. We essentially had a court hearing that took place for FTX in regards to the bankruptcy on April the 12th, which was yesterday. And actually in that court hearing, a number of interesting things were revealed. And we are going to look at that in this video. Are we about to see, and it's being claimed, that there is a chance that FTX may reopen 2024 in the second quarter? It was also revealed that $7.3 billion worth of assets were recovered. We're going to be breaking it all down in this video. We're going to use this Coin Telegraph article to do so, as it kind of captures it very well. We haven't actually seen Sam Bankman-Fried say anything, although he was retweeting on January that there is or was consideration to restarting FTX, the exchange, back up in the US. Anyway, we've also seen sort of rumors of it starting up in different regions, but it certainly is an interesting topic given just how much of crypto's story, certainly in 2022, was about FTX. And again, I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you think this could be a good thing for the industry, a bad thing? I'm not quite convinced. I'm certainly not a fan of FTT, the token, FTX, or Sam Bankman-Fried. However, I certainly would like to see some sort of a compensation for the people that lost out in the whole FTX saga. It's very interesting, actually, that we saw, and maybe there's a trade out of this at some point, a whopping, I think it's 100% jump for the FTT token, or 130% at one point. It sold off a little bit. I'm not against trading the FTT token to make some money. I'm just not a believer in it, and I don't think there's really anything there. However, could there be in the future? We will see. It's why this news is certainly interesting to me from a trading standpoint. Anyway, so FTX has recovered $7.3 billion in assets. Will consider rebooting exchange. Sam Bankman-Fried failed cryptocurrency exchange filed for bankruptcy in November 2022. I'm sure we're all familiar with that. And has since been mired in court proceedings. Crypto exchange FTX may consider restarting in the future, according to a legal team behind the debtors. In April the 12th, hearing in the United States Bankruptcy Court of District of Delaware, lawyer with Sullivan and Cromwell representing FTX said the crypto firm had recovered roughly $7.3 billion in liquid assets. A March filing from the debtor reported the four FTX companies siloed had roughly $4.8 billion in scheduled assets as of November 2022, with an investigation into the assets ongoing. According to the legal team, FTX will also consider restarting its crypto exchange operations sometime in the second quarter of 2024. Now, isn't that interesting? We, of course, have the Bitcoin halving, probably hoping to do it in time for a kind of bull market. Should FTX even be allowed to reopen? I suppose in a free market, who can really stop them? And certainly if they can do that in a legal manner, why shouldn't they? But ultimately, they've been a massive part of the demise of the crypto industry, certainly in 2022. I'm talking about in regards to the bear market, not the demise of this industry that I'm sure we're all believers in. So it's very, very interesting. Suggesting a reopening as early as April. FTX CEO John Ray was reportedly mulling reviving the bankrupt exchange in January's interview. And you can see here, you have a Twitter. Twitter is a great source of information, actually. I found this meme kind of funny, him coming back to life. But Twitter is actually a great source of information, certainly in regards to crypto, certainly in regards to traditional finance. I found Twitter a very helpful. You're kind of ahead almost of the news feed as it comes out publicly, I guess, on Twitter. So let's continue to read on with the article. The price of the FTX token surged from $1.32 to $2.80 at roughly the same time lawyers announced the potential reboot of the exchange, an increase of more than 113%. The token price had largely stayed between $1 and $2 since the firm filed for bankruptcy. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Do you think that there's any future for the FTT token. Surely if the exchange opens, then it regains its kind of status as essentially, you know, it gains all the benefits that were associated with it initially, and maybe gains some kind of credibility as there's an exchange on the back end of it. However, I don't know. I think it's not something I'll be taking part in. Maybe I'll trade it if there's a trade there, but certainly from a spot point of view, not really a gamble that I'm looking to take. At the same hearing, the bankruptcy judge denied a motion that would have allowed the court to prioritize reimbursing former FTX Sam Bankman-Fried legal fees. He left the doors open for SBF to present evidence to the court in the future regarding the motion. So, yeah, I don't think Sam Bankman, I think he should be paying for legally what's taking place. You know, at the end of the day, FTX, it wasn't just mismanagement of funds. It was actually downright fraud what was going on in FTX. Certainly, if you look at what was happening with the funds, a lot of them were being, you know, played around with. And ultimately, you know, I do think that Sam Bankman-Fried is a criminal. I think he's conned essentially a load of people out of a load of money. I know people personally that lost six figures. Might not be the largest amount of sums to FTX, but it certainly, you know, has been a pretty much nightmare experience for everyone involved, I think. So frankly, I have zero evidence to establish the cause here, said Judge Don Dursey. Mr. Bankman-Fried did not put out any evidence whatsoever as to the balancing of the equities here. What harm is going to occur to him? I don't know what other insurance policies he has access to. I don't know what other assets he has assets to privately that would allow him to cover these costs and recover them later under this policy. It's very interesting. Again, this hearing literally took place on the 12th, which was yesterday. What are your thoughts on it all? You know, I'm super interested to find out what the sort of crypto people that are interested also in the cryptocurrency market think about this. I'm not really sure. I don't know if I think FTX should come back, but then again, maybe there's benefits to some of the people that were caught up in the whole FTX scandal, and I'm certainly not against that. In regards to the FTT token, if there's a trade there, we'll take it. However, generally, it's not something I'm going to look to invest in, although, you know, from a trade point of view, it could be a trade that ends up being months long. Certainly won't be investing in this and promoting it. Not a big fan of Sam Bankman-Fried, and also I'm not sure that he will be allowed to kind of return to the throne of FTX if it does reopen. Likely it'll be under new management. The management that will be interesting. You could probably, it's not out of the realms of possibility that you could get traditional financial players like big institutions maybe step into those shoes. We will see. But the fact that they're planning on maybe or considering relaunching in the second quarter of 2024 is certainly interesting. If the Bitcoin halvening is anything to go by, that will be hopefully into a decent sort of bull market. So they'll be just in time to come and take all the trading fees and mess around with the market. There was actually a really interesting tweet from Arthur Hayes, and he said, isn't it funny how the bear market ended when FTX's involvement got out? And from a trader's point of view, I can absolutely say this, that when FTX entered the market, there was a difference in the price action for crypto. Now, that might sound crazy, but I'm sure other traders out there that can relate. There's been a difference from trading the market from a day trading point of view, short time frame point of view, when FTX was involved to when they weren't. And what that says, I'm not really sure, but there was certainly a big player in the market, maybe for the worst. That's really all I've got for you in this video, guys. If you have enjoyed this content, a like is always appreciated, so is a comment. We've covered exactly what's going on right now. Again, this happened yesterday, so it's still really fresh news. And ultimately, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you think it's a good idea for FTX to reopen? Do you think it's a bad idea? What do you think about the FTT token? And do you think Sam Bankman-Fried will maybe have anything to do with the new exchange when it launches? He's certainly not said anything. It seems very unlikely to me. However, I'm not the determining factor on this. But as far as Sam Bankman-Fried is concerned, he's hinted at maybe a reopening. He's not actually said anything himself. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on the situation. All I've got for you guys. See you in the next YouTube video.